Alright, welcome back to the channel. Wait, mic on? Oh yeah, this time it is. Welcome back to the channel, my name is NutRaisin. We shall be playing more PLO 20 or 25, as the case might be. A tournament today. I messed up. Usually I try to play two tournaments, both of the $11 bounties. But this time around I was a little bit late starting the stream by 15 minutes, and thus the tournament had already started, and I didn't want to late rack into a tournament I sold action on. I feel that's not quite the spirit of the deal. So we're gonna skip one of them, and yeah, the next one is gonna kick off in what? 45 minutes. In the meanwhile, without tournaments, we will make do with cash game action. First hand of today is double suited kings. Not bad. If the button opens, we are gonna raise. If this guy, yeah, if he's a short stack, we'll go with it right away. I think that's fine. Oh. What you got then? Oh, really? Oh, we got two flush draws. Run it once. Let's run it once. Ooh, now that's a nasty board right now. We do have a little bit of backdoor equity, a queen. Gives a straight draw, but that's a good board for him. Yeah, now all the queens, and only the queens, right? Oh yeah, only the queens. Of which one is gone. Button of today with a bad beat? No, but he... Oh no, he still gets the jackpot. I thought he wouldn't have invested enough. Ah, good for him. Good. So I think one of these days, as in very shortly, if not today, we will be restricted to 4 tables on Natural 8, which I or on all the GG network sites for that matter. Which I personally feel I was gonna say I understand that they limit the tables. I actually don't. Well, yeah, I understand their reasoning. I don't think it's a smart idea. That being whatever it is, I think the limit to 4 tables is a bit much, or you know, a bit too little rather. Looks like the short stacker pulled a hit and run on us. Eh. Fair enough, more power to him. So no run at once action just now, but we'll patiently wait to get some tables started. I'm sure we will in due time. All right. But it looks like today is not the day. I'm still able to open more than 4 tables. Right, case in point, sitting on all 6 tables. And we could open more, but for the stream, 6 is enough. Truth be told, when I don't stream, I play 9 usually, these days. But that gets a bit much. With the streaming, the talking, even 6 can be quite taxing sometimes. Oh, although I did work my way up. I remember... No, keep in mind, I used the multi-table a lot in the past. Way more than 6 tables. But I remember starting to stream, and even 4 tables were quite a lot on my plate. I remember timing out a lot in the beginning. No. Where's over here? We're closing the action. Ace Jack 10-7. I honestly don't know. I can let it go. Check it out. The late position open. Was it Ace Jack 10-7? Let's see. Helder Piment, hey, thanks for the good lucks. Welcome back to the channel. Good to see you. Cheers. Thanks, man. So, we were in the big blind. That was a late position open and a call, so it would have been a big blind squeezing spot, right? Blind squeeze cutoff, the matrix offers, that's the exact spot we were in, and it was the triple suited ace jack 10-7. And that's correct, the ace jack 10-8 triple suited does still get called. That one does not. I wonder here, I guess we're on the button, that's probably more than good enough. You have double suited kings, queens. The deuce, of course, utterly trash, but still. We flopped the king. We'd rather have flopped the queen, of course. But we also have... Wow, really. We also have both backdoors. I think we'll see a turn and shove or call the shove on some of them. Any that gives us an additional flush draw. Ugh. Crap. Now what? Always tilted, huh? Don't look so tilted to me, my friend. I think we'll let it go. We're not quite getting the prize. Yeah, love the suit, hated the card. Top 2 without a single diamond up against the... Good check here for a change. Be good. Bring us up, we're blocking. Higher full houses as good as we can. Over here where we open another gun. A little bit torn. I'd bet this sometimes. This time around, let's not. Mix it up a little. Bets bet and a call, huh? So there are really not many great runouts here, but we do have top 2. We could go for the check raise. It seems a bit thin. I mean, we do have that 6 blocking straight draws a little bit. I was really close to check raising there. And that's a rather interesting turn, all things considered. We want to check this one. I think we don't. Trouble is now if I bet large here and this guy comes over the top, it doesn't reopen the action. Yeah, that's an issue. Okay. Now at this point, we're gonna shove here. Still have top 2 blocking straights and now have the nut flush draw ourselves. If we get this guy out of it, that would of course be wonderful. Clean up some equity. We might. What are we up against? Combo draw? No! Just the overpair with the flush draw. This guy has a set. Okay, we are still playing for the side pot. We'll lose it a little bit. Oh, we don't lose anything at all because we take it down. Wow. Need a flush blocked as well. That was a little bit lucky there. Not above getting lucky, seeing that in the second session yesterday in the second stream. we were on the receiving end of bad luck quite a bit. Enigma gambling. Pot, pot, pot. Good to see you here, Enigma. And the good luck has worked, man. Cheers. Nope. Let's see, there's the cutoff, Queen 965. Actually, not sure if this is clear cut. Let's check it out. This Queen 965. Top-line versus cutoff. I mean, single suited, it's a straight up fault. Queen 9. Was it Queen 965? No, it is clear cut. It is, yeah, pretty much. It's quite far removed from any raising range there, and there's no calling with similar hands like the Queen 987, 86. All get raise called, but they need better connectivity, even double suited. So Shazam, starting off today right. I like it. Yes, I was saying in the beginning I messed up my schedule. Was a little bit late to the stream, so the first tournament I skipped because it would have been a late rack, and then we don't. If we late rack, we don't have the bumper protection either, and I just felt it wasn't living up to the spirit of the action sold. Be starting late into the tournament. So we'll just play one of them that leaves. So we play the 5th out of 10 tournaments today. Leaves an additional 5, so it's fine. Incidentally, it is Tuesday, right? Right. Got a fine raising hand up here. Here, this one we're gonna call. No joy. Let go, and here this guy comes over the top. Doesn't reopen the action, unfortunately. Actually gonna check this. There are really no draws to protect against. The only thing drawing out on us would be, you know, like an a7 now or something. Otherwise we should be good a whole lot. Or not, as the case might be. The Glory Man in the channel, now that's a pleasure to see you here, Glory. Hey there. Actually not quite sure what to do. Get snap called, huh? Is king or is... Oh, okay, we split that up, but unfortunately this guy takes the main pot, so we all lose a little bit. Except for this guy, of course, who triples up. Kind of an interesting snap call. Giant Meow! Thank you very much for the follow. Cheers! Probably messed up the name a little bit. Maybe it should be GN? GN Meow? Yeah, not our board. We do have a gutter to the nuts, but that about sums it up. So 3.5 outer. Basically, since the 9 of spades might sometimes be trouble, of course. Goes a 5 for 4, maybe. Sometimes we start betting now. Estonia representing with the bet. That sounds convincing to me. Oh! Also always convinced that getting aces pre-flop is a good thing indeed in PLO. 0% VPIP caller player calls right away. Right, I guess he just got to the table. Not convinced betting is the right strategy. It's certainly a decent card on the whole. So let's not bloat up the pot for now. Interesting. Small flush. No, kings. Wonderful. Cold calling here. Usually not a thing in a small blind. As said before. Let's see what's the matrix perspective on this hand. Small blind versus cutoff. Might actually be good here. Unless he shows up with jacks. Would be a pity. Perfect. 10, 10, 9. I could actually see this being a race. And no, it's nothing. And okay, it's close. The Queen Jack and King Jack actually does get called. One of the few exceptions to the no calling in the small blind rule. There are a bunch. There are some. But the Queen 10, technically speaking, is not among them. Chase the Ace, good to see you here, mate. It has gone rather excellent. The second stream yesterday was a bit sad. I misplayed some spots, sure. But also caught some bad luck here and there. What can you do? And mostly bad luck in the sense of setup situations where I ran to the top of the range of my opponent's ranges. But that being said, the first session was absolutely excellent. We played the second set of 2 tournaments out of the 10 tournament package and cashed yet again in both of them for, in total, I think $130 profit. Cashed 150. And so, yeah, everything is rather shiny. GN Meow saying you got it, sir. Presumably me trying to pronounce the name. Awesome. Loved a great game and glad to be here. Glad to have you. And yeah, there's little better than PLO. It's what got me back into poker. No Limit Hold'em can eat my shorts. Do we have a heart as well? I think we just lead here. It's not the board where we see many C-bets, especially not by this guy. There are some. But still, all that being said, we'll raise it up. And PLO 20 is kicking off on run at once. Cool. Get raised here. That's quite alright by me. Overpair with the flush draw. We're doing rather nicely against that. If you want to run it multiple times, sir, I'd be down for it. No? Okay. We also have 2 pairs, so we could fill up if he makes a flush on a turn. Right now, 80% ahead. Let that happy state of affairs continue. Yes, sir! Taking it down, doubling up yet again. Cheers! A great game indeed, GN Meow. In the beginning I said that jokingly. Now I'm a believer. So finally getting some run at one started as well. I like it. Make some room on the screen. Yeah, the great game is all we play here on this channel. I don't think we've ever played... I think I got some tickets once and we played some No Limit. But other than that, it is PLO all day. And mostly cash games. I recently have started transitioning into... Wait. Oh, sorry. Recently started transitioning into tournaments a little bit. That's about it. I think it was a blind versus blind spot here. This guy was sitting out or just came to the table. Yeah. I think we'll just check it down as played. Always the trouble in these spots when you're out of position. In position, you know what this guy is doing, and before you have to act, and then you can, if he checks you twice, you can start betting maybe there. All right. For offsuit aces, these aren't completely horrible. There's some connectivity there. That flush blocker. I think we'll just check. So up here we squeezed, which I think is perfectly reasonable. Face a flop like that. Holding at 8. I think we'll still go for the bet fold probably, although it would pain my heart a little bit. And delay it down. Alright. You go quickly act, that's usually not a great hand. That's usually a drawing hand if they come over the top that quickly, right? At least it seems to be true often enough. And right now we are ahead. We're basically, well, you know, we're flipping. Saying we are ahead is a little bit strong, and now we're behind, it looks like. Nice! Woo! Shazam! Up here, 4 ways. Making sounds good to me. Really? That don't help. Against the small blind. I think we still call here. If this guy calls, if this guy folds, we are out of it as well, but now we're sort of getting a price. What isn't helpful is that we block our own out. On the other hand, we do have a gutter. This guy has here, he was drawing dead against us. Well, actually he had a flush draw. And he has the 10 high straight. And over here, let it be. Okay. Oh, GM Meow, you have to try tournaments. They are like playing poker 10 years ago. They are soft as hell. I mean, it's PLO, so, you know, it's, a lot of variance inherent in them. But they're great fun. And really are soft. I've never seen so much limping and min-raising as in tournaments in the last couple of weeks. It doesn't matter what side, be it Stars, Party, Microgaming. I think we good here quite often. Right on. So this is getting kind of strange. At least he might be weirded out now because it's been checked around all the way. Now we're gonna raise it up, and that certainly will have him scratching his head. I mean, I'd even show if I would have remembered in time. You know what? Seeing that we're deep against this guy makes this an enticing proposition. Gian Meow! Jesus Christ!
River.
The river indeed has been kind to us. Wow! Just found the channel and dropping 100 bits. Thank you very much. That is rather unexpected. I'm a little bit speechless. Thank you very much. Wow. That rarely happens on this channel. Thank you. Jeebus. I think we just check here. Shouldn't have taken me that long. That threw me for a moment there. And he bets, I think we'll just let it be. Weird raise sizing. And I think we just lead for part against the short stack. Be an entirely different matter if he had more money behind. But as is. Here was checked around on the flop, then we turned 2 pair. Blocking, you know, ace king is 6. And he folds as well. Right on. That'll be a fold. If we call here, it's gonna go multi-way. We can't really raise. Well, we could, but nah. Also note that every one of these guys is short. "15 minutes until the tournaments kick off." Well, the tournament, singular, since I was a little bit late today. So I skipped on the first one. Dim on a late rack. Also, it's kind of a, I have to admit, it's kind of a nice feature on the GG sites that when you register early for a tournament, you get bubble protection, where basically means that you get your buy. That's exactly what it means. You get your buy-in back should you be the bubble boy, or as the case may be, the bubble lady. And I think that's kind of neat. It extends the paid places by 1, basically. Okay, how did this guy find a way to... Wow. Wait, what? He found a way to get money in there. Let's... Let me take a look at that hand. His name is Heristo. Hey, just check. So he raised pre. Okay, the 3-bet pre I sort of understand. Although it's thin, he had what, the ace... No, it's not that thin, he had the ace-jack 10-5, that's fine. Fine to 3-bet that. But then on the flop, he flopped a pair, and that was really it. basically. And how did it go from flop? The other guy bet, and Aristo bet all in, basically, since it was a 3-bet pot. And Aristo came over the top and basically called the all-in. Called what was effectively an all-in. Wow. Liking that guy. Rather excellent blockers. Alright. Also a board that's way better for my range than for the small blind here. Probably play this different if he was the big blind as well. Well, yeah, truth be told, I wouldn't, but I would be more wary about re-raises and proceeding on various turn cards, like a 10, a 7. Excelsior Russia, I am in TV. You are indeed. You're on TV quite a bit. Where are you? Where are you? Oh, there you are. Yeah. Up here, friends of the channel. The brownish color is reserved for friends of the channel on our tables. This here being Excelsior Russia. Good to see you, mate. JS Brandt, hey! Excelsior, I'm gonna answer your question in a second, JS Brandt. Just Excelsior Rushers is gonna be answered quicker. My note on you, I believe, only says... Wait, that's not you. That's Hoofatronic. Where are you then? Oh, there you are. Yeah, you you don't have a color because you have your clear name. Hang on. Let me see. What does your note say? First of all, let's give you the color. Turned. Oh, you let turned middle pair plus flush draw 4 ways in a single raise pot when the flop was checked through. Okay, we're gonna ditch that table then. I'm horrible at heads up. Gian Meow, I wish they'd run it once to say it's you and me both. You and me both. Would be good for you guys, it would be good for the whole world. Especially if the pools were shared. Right, so... Jace Bryant, your question about GTO. Well, I certainly don't play GTO, and I think GTO... in matter of fact, this is it's one of the channels where GTO, especially one of the PLO channels where that word comes up a lot, where this word almost never makes an appearance. For one very good reason for that is that I don't know how to play GTO, and I suspect that is true for almost everybody. And there's really no need. GTO, as far as I understand, is there to be unexploitable. i.e. it's the ideal approach if other people are striving to play GTO against you. And it's absolutely unnecessary in the micros. And as a full-blown, full-on style, I don't think it's necessary at higher stakes either. It's an important baseline to have, but it's not what should be striven for, I think. Be GTO in almost in any spot, you know, any given spot. It's not the greatest board, it's not the worst either. We start off with a check. Make the pair a little bit lower and the board a little bit less connected. We'll probably go with the bet. That being said, we call here once. 5 isn't all that happy. So I play completely exploitative. And I never know how to pronounce that word. Is it exploitative or is it exploitative? I think both is fine, right? Probably a loose call. On the other hand, we are deep. We can play a little bit looser. In that case. Giving us the flush draw. He is betting half, that's kind of interesting. Top 2, also kind of interesting, not gonna lie. Not a bet fold here. That's exactly the kind of bet fold I was talking about. Actually, when I clicked that call button and before that the check button, I honestly hadn't realized that I had a top pair to go with everything else. So duh. Let's take a quick detour to this table. Things are going rather nice, and this guy raises. Well, doesn't raise, he bets. Still gonna call, there's too much equity to be had there. Interesting. Very decent turn, all things considered. So over here, we get called there, by the way, which hopefully is good news. Nice! Oh, that was awesome. That's a healthy pot too. So we block the missed spades. That's not good. It's the big blind. Except for the missed spades, not much has missed here. We don't have many relevant blockers except for the 4. I'm a little bit tempted. I'm not entirely sure we are beaten here. But I think I'll look for a better spot when we're not blocking the missed nut flush. I am tempted. Also, Shazam! We took down a buy-in there, basically, I believe, on the other table. Let's add some more tables, since I had to close 2, which we're down to heads up. So in RIO, we're not really getting anything going just yet, actually. Nah, that's fine. Do note that my heads-up game is weak, and my shorthand game, like 3-handed, isn't that much better. Although, from what little, quote-unquote, I gathered about playing shorthanded, the ranges actually aren't that much different from playing a full 6-max tables, as in you don't go crazy all of a sudden just because you're down to 3-handed. It's different in heads-up. Where the ranges do get significantly wider. Gonna tell him GG. Jian Miao. Sure, JS Brand. I hope the answer was helpful in any way. So how did I improve my PLO game? That's actually not a very complicated or not a very long answer in that case. Kind of surprising for me. My answers tend to be long. I got into the game watching Jay Hernandez videos. Hang on. Okay. Like where to find good opening and calling hand range charts. Okay, I'm gonna get to that answer in a second. We let here this guy. I think this. I think I'll err on the side of caution here. Just gonna play a bloated pot out of position against this guy. Turns out doesn't have that much. He had the nuts. Still fine, cause on it, yeah. Don't mind having folded. Right, back to your question. So I learned PLO watching Jay Hernandez, watching his free bankroll challenge, the micro challenge that he did, where he played on 32 Red, I think, at the beginning on the microgaming network, playing PLO 20, 25. 20, I believe it is there. Oh, that's nice. So yeah, I watched that for hours, dozens of hours on end, and then eventually I bought a couple of months into the Mastermind, which is a great resource. I always hasten to add at this point that I now enjoy very generously given to me by Jay Anders himself, free access to the Mastermind. So just mentioning that, not to boast, but so you know that if I say the Mastermind, in my mind, is a good resource, that you might call me biased, and you would be right. I just want to throw that out there. Still, that being said, I picked up a lot from the Mastermind. I think it's an excellent resource, and this is also where you get preflop charts in form of Excel documents, really extensive preflop charts. Although I don't use them anymore since I moved over to the PLO matrix when it came out. I started paying for the PLO matrix. I've been paying for it ever since. Until, and you know, I should also point this out when I say good words about the PLO matrix, until I've been getting that for free since half a year now as well. But I paid for the PLO matrix for over a year, or however long they've been around, until I got it for free in spring this year. And absolutely convinced by it, because the Excel tables for the preflop ranges and stack of ranges and all that stuff are great, but they're, for me, for my type of learning, being a visual learner, are not easy to digest. You know, you just have rows and rows of columns and rows of hands, of numbers, and that's kind of hard to get into. So I used the PLO matrix to check out preflop stuff. That's the long and the short of it. I'm gonna bet see what we do if we face resistance. If this guy shoves, we call. If this guy shoves, we hate life. Not the greatest turns, not the worst. Yeah, 2 pair, that's not good for us. Want another twice, sir, maybe? I understand if you don't. Let's do it, he says. Gonna be tough to win this one twice. Oh! Alright, alright. Fair enough. Make a little bit of profit, too. Here, Right, so those are my resources mainly, Jian Miao. Ooh. See with this first. These days it's a lot of the Mastermind and a lot of the PLO matrix. And here, of course, we lead now on the Jin turn, especially against a shorty. Here we get a call. And he's gonna go in. No brainer. Doesn't matter the flop as soon as the SPR is this low. Oh, and he has a pair right now. Lock some of 2 pair outs. The tournament is kicking off in a moment. Oh, that's an excellent card for us. Only the 7s are gonna save him now. And that's not it. Shazam. And here, board pairs and heart rolls off. Not great. But seeing that he's tanking, maybe not horrible either. And we take this one down as well. Shazams in a row. Tournament is starting. I need to find it. Oh yeah, I do. I did find a spot for it. So we're shazamming it up right now in this session, aren't we? Let me see. Just the size of this one. My layout isn't really optimized for tournaments, since here I want you to see the blinds up there. Yeah, that'll work. I think we'll just call. Could go either way. As far as flops go, I'm kind of digging that one. Bushwhacker, good evening indeed, sir. May the poker gods be with me. They are with me indeed today. Poker gods are smiling on us, upon us right now. Cheers, thanks for that. Rafael Madera is in here as well. Good to see you, Rafael. You're studying 4 hours a day at the moment? Wow, you're gonna be way ahead. You're probably way ahead of me already. In terms of PLO knowledge, then. I am still woefully behind on my studies. Good for you, man. That's the way to go. I mean, in the beginning I studied insane amounts. If sitting on my couch and watching Jay Nanda's videos on YouTube or on the Mastermind counts, I think it kind of does. Few interesting spots. Here we're not deep against anybody, which is kind of a shame. Be fun. Flopping the top set, also rather entertaining on its own. And the kings in a tournament. Call here. Take it down with the kings in the tournament, take it down with the top set on table 2. Given the SPR here, we're just putting it in, right? We block 2 pair, we block the straight. We have a lot of outs if we're behind. Could check it, sure. Oh, that's a good hand for you, my friend. We need either a 5 to split or a heart to take it down. Neither of which comes through this time around. Fair enough, we've been getting lucky like crazy recently, so I think we'll be able to deal. Raphael, you signed back up again with Janet. Oh, I missed that. That's why you're studying for hours. Oh, I get it. Yeah, that's what I used to do. I bought it for a month and studied the crap out of it. And then let the subscription lapse. Because it is, you know, it's not cheap. It's good. It's worth it. It's money. I'm thoroughly convinced of that. But it's not cheap. It's not ridiculously expensive either, but you get what I'm saying. And yeah, I would have done the same. Or I used to do the same, Raphael. Personally, I love the membership. Hashtag not sponsored. Yeah. I don't think I've ever... I truthfully don't think I've ever seen anybody say a bad word about the content on the Mastermind. Chi-Ching! Good to see you here, Chi-Ching. Cheers. Getting wrecked real good on my side. Will be much more gentle for your session. Oh, you had a nasty one this weekend, huh? I gathered as much. So far, even though doesn't help with your results, unfortunately, we are getting a little bit lucky. I hope some luck will be on your side this weekend for your streams, Chi-Ching. For the Halloween special streams, right? On that note, check out Chi-Ching, not least for the Halloween special coming up, but also because she's one of the nicest people on Twitch and streams no limit tournaments currently on her channel. Down here. Alright. Be rather stabby character. According to my notes. Here we make a full house. It's cool. Down here. The preflop helper is also good. And I believe, is that, Raphael, do correct me if I'm wrong, but at least in the past, I believe you got to keep the preflop helper, even if you didn't renew your membership. Just want to see if you got quads. Not that it matters. But I believe that used to be the case. Right, the preflop helper is basically the same as the Matrix, just in a different format. And it's also an awesome tool in its own right. Completely forgot about that. Right. It does add a super nice value, I agree. And do you happen to know if it's still the case that you get to keep it? Like you get to keep access to it even if you don't pay membership anymore? Recommend any series on the Mastermind that even really helped me. Actually, the Launchpad? No, wait, what's... Hang on, I need to open it up to tell you the name of the series. Was it? I think the Launchpad was for complete beginners, which still has goes into surprising depth of detail. Oh, that's the Launchpad actually. The Launchpad we rewatched not too long ago, and I picked up a lot of stuff from it. So that's definitely good. I'm a sucker for all the play and explains. His Crushing PLO 100, Crushing PLO 200 series is excellent. And Then the more specific courses, like, you know, 3-bet pot, blueprint, single raised pots, multi-base 3-bet pots, multi-base single raised, they all deal with more, with rather specific areas of the game, and they are super in-depth. And, you know, depending on daily mood or when you feel you particularly want to look into the bet sizing in general or how to play single raised pots multi-way, then I pick a video from there and yeah, study that. But as a general overview and for a first-time subscriber for the Mastermind, the Launchpad is absolutely excellent. As long as the blinds are low, we are gonna go with pot size raises. Rafael Madeira, your question about the regulars on GG. There are a few decent ones. And against the small blind, we're gonna see that here. But at most of the times of the day, not that many. And yeah, most of them do make. You know, when I'm now gonna say most of them do make mistakes, don't get me wrong, I make plenty of mistakes myself. But they're making some that I'm not saying I wouldn't make, but at least some that I can pick up on, where I go like, that's maybe not great in this spot. And during most times of the day, at least at PLO 25, there don't seem to be that many around. There's sometimes, usually the early evenings, like starting about now or 1-2 hours from now. It tends to get regular heavier. Excelsior Russia, good to see you. Thank you very much for the good lucks, bro. I'm lying in bed doing the same with the Janet's video. I'm just catching catching up with the chat. I don't know how other streamers do it, but being so up to date with the chat all the time. But then again, I'm playing 6 tables. That might make a difference. Barely above starting out knowledge-wise, though. Maybe beginner to intermediate, lots to learn. Alright, I'd still consider myself an intermediate, for that matter. But then the Launchpad and the Escape the Micros are excellent courses to get started with, in my mind. Excellent, Raphael, watching the Plain Explains. Or crushing the 200 PLO videos, which are Plain Explains, basically. Basically, Let's Plays with explanations, yeah. Plain Explains. And after a lot of the theory content on like specific topics, more perfect. I think that's absolutely perfect. So we did open a PLO 20 table on run at once. Let me put it on screen then. There we go. Oh, let me change my camera filter. I look a little bit jaundiced now in this light. A little bit too yellowified. That's a word. If not, I'm making it one, damn it. There you go. That'll be a no, although it's interesting that this guy is so short. But still. Ooh, speaking about interesting, one of the tables that's currently off screen. Oh, so I'm running out of room for the tables where we flop absolutely wonderful. Turn nice too. Oh, looks like we took that one down. Up here, sorry, up here. I think we'll... I will just complete. Since our hamster isn't here, I have to bring a little hype to the channel. Always appreciate it, teaching. We be going nuts. Deep the hamster man would be proud. That's his catchphrase, basically. Rafael Madeira, much more than 6 months ago, only retained 10 or 20%. Yeah. It's almost like watching it again, watching it for the first time, now that you watch him again. Yeah, so I did something very similar, or pretty much exactly the same. I watched them basically in bulk. And next time I'll watch him, I'll have a notepad. Like an old school pen and paper type of setup. And take notes and, you know, pause the videos. And that's my plan for next time, for watching them the next time. We still have more than 50 BB, so we're gonna go for the pot size race. Cover Minson for the bounty. I believe we covered this guy too. The reason why I did ponder coming over the top is that it's a fine hand. It's not necessarily great multi-way. An open under. This is gonna be a nasty one. On the surface, it feels like a fold, right? But if these guys call, of course we have to get pretty lucky. But then there's gonna be 2 bounties in play and a huge amount of chips. If the backdoor flush draw the open ender, I think we're gonna gamble it up. Now I'm not convinced. I'm really not convinced that this is the right call. Nobody has hearts. That's good for us. That's a good start. No. All right, he busted us, fair and square. I think we will re-enter, even though now it's not going to be part of the tournament package. Second bullet. Top, right. Queens with a flush draw. Pair from the board. Wait, sorry. Yeah, I think it was... I don't know what to think about that spot, to be brutally honest. It's overplaying my hand a little bit. That's very nice. You're taking that one down. Yeah, nobody cares what you had, sir. Not trying to be rude, but... although it's nice of you to show. I'll take it back. Thank you for showing. So now we're at the tournament table with Poker Bras, who we ended up being heads up in yesterday. You know what? I think it should have been a fold. The pre-flop call is fine, but I think it should have been a fold on the flop. Tournament. Wow, we're sitting on quite a stack here. Jesus. Flopping the wrap on a rainbow board is pretty strong. Wish I had a pair to go along with it, but still, nice. Look at Mondone, Rafael Madeira putting your phone on. Yeah, I think that is a good tip for a lot of people. It doesn't make much of a difference for me since I'm a computer junkie and as such, you know, I only got my first smartphone like 4 years ago and I don't use many of its smart functions usually. I mean, now I started with some authentication tokens and that stuff, but I don't really Facebook or Twitter on it or anything, but I understand a lot of people do, and that's excellent advice if you're studying or trying to concentrate on something really hard. Excelsior Russia don't have a graph, but we do have the results thingy. The poker graph, long time graph, yeah, but as it says in the tooltip, and as you're probably aware, we don't get shown any rake there. Here we need to let go of the kings. And here we just need to let go, actually, of the kings as well. Sure thing, Excelsior. I didn't miss anything in the chat. It's being very lively today. Find the notebook and for taking notes and videos useful. I haven't done it yet. I think I will, however, find it very useful. But truthfully, I haven't gotten around to it yet. I think we'll take one off. I don't want to fold this right away, right? And here with the aces, I didn't see point in betting at any point in time there. And we're good. We are, right? Yes, we are. Just checking, losing it the majority of the time. Certainly gonna go for the bluff here from multiple streets. And c-betting it here. Take it down with the bluff right away and take it down here as well. Sweet. So I don't think I missed anything in the chat. If I have, then let me know. Contemporous! Hey, welcome to the channel, mate. Or lady. Never know. What do we do here? Could overlimp. I think we overlimp actually. It's not something that features heavily on this channel at all. In fact, I don't think I do it more than once or twice a day, if that. But with that kind of hand, why not see a flop? Cheating. What were you trying to do, Excelsior Russia? Oh, you wanted to call it graph, change the command to graph. I can actually do that. Nice crew indeed. It's a very lively day on the channel. Cheers for everybody for being here. I'm not sure what this is about, but it's taken a long time. He checks and we're gonna bet. If anybody has a small flush, then more power to them. This guy waited patiently, it looks like, and made some extra money for his efforts. The spot where we can easily bet small up here in the tournament. Leaving it be, probably. A little bit too disconnected. It being double suited looks nice, but that's not all of it. You think I should rename it to Graph? You know what? You're actually right. A lot of people are using Graph when they enter the channel. Let's do that. Let me do that. And matter of fact, that buy-in figure there, the 102 buy-ins, is probably 105, whatever. Probably not entirely accurate. I think we're up a little bit more than that. Shouldn't be off by more than 5 buy-ins or something. So let me rename that comment a little bit to Graph. Wait, don't I have a Graph comment? Right, I do. There you go. Right. Okay, so yeah, that's why I named the other thing results. That makes sense. So then I'm not gonna change it. Nah. What's the blind situation now in the tournament? 80, giving us 30-ish big blinds, like that, right? So definitely not opening for pot size anymore on our end. Turn quite nutty here. Let's watch what's happening in the tournament. Take it down with the straight. And normally it is a fold against the raise, but seeing that he was almost all in is really short. We're actually ahead. This guy takes it down. One or twice, yeah, sure. Oh, wow. That's a good first one for us. Second one, looking pretty nasty. Alright, so we split it up. Minthon raising, we ain't folding that. Well connected. Unfortunately now we have to. With the ace on board, yeah, we have to lay it down. You know what? I don't think this is a great call. An interesting board, but let's check out this call. If we get raised, I think double suited. Want to see a flop here. Okay. So he checks really quickly. We're gonna start betting and bluffing here. Wow, I didn't expect it to work so well. Here we got a check. So let's see, that was down here, it's a button versus cutoff situation, right? Button versus cutoff. Holding. Joy. Our hand just gets better and better up here. Yeah, it doesn't get called. Needs to be an ace-king or ace-queen there, single suited. This hand, of course, what I'm talking about. Bushwhacker, any plans for Phil to go on streaming again? Yes, although we don't know any specifics, and I'm not privy to any inside information in that regard, but I know for that's what he said in the last stream. So he is very interested in streaming more and on run at once. It's a pretty fine board. Down. Tournament is gonna be a fold, even if folded around to us on the button. I think about gambling. I don't have a bankroll command. It's a little bit more information that I'm comfortable with putting out. But I'm slowly getting ready for PLO 50, again slowly being the operating word there. Make it another great month, like a great November at PLO 25, and we'll be there. Make it a mediocre one or normal one, then it'll take slightly longer. I think we need to let this go. This looks a lot like value. Maybe a check raise. So this is not a hand I usually raise. Certainly not against it under the gun open, but he was short. I think most people don't short stack that well, and I'm a little bit confused what he's leading out here now. Like really, like no idea. Combo, no, not a combo draw, just a wrap. Run it twice, yeah, sounds good to me. Slightly ahead. He had a nice flop for his hand. A good one for him. Need a 4 or a king in the first run. Lose them both this time around. Oh well. Too many commands. Enigma camping, yeah, well, that's true. I think there's some obsolete ones in there as well. I didn't take the time to weed them out recently. And we lost the PLO 20 table, that's too bad. Oh well, I'm sure we'll start a new one before too long. Nope, unfortunately not triple suited under the gun, just gonna be a fold. He was jumping, oh well. That's a bit better. I need to figure out if Table Tamer is legal on the GG network. I think I'll utilize that in the future to get rid of the jumping around. It irks me when I switch tables and they, move a little bit on screen. Could watch Phil streaming for the rest of my life and I would be a happy person. You and me both. His streams are a special thing indeed. Further helped by the fact that he's a very calm, he exudes calmness. He's not only a very calm person, he also has a soothing voice. It's the complete package, man. Whereas I have to make do with this, my squeaky voice. Especially when I get excited. What about PLO 50 tables? Yeah, let me see. I think PLO 50 traffic on the whole is reasonably strong, reasonably robust. Yeah, 26 entries currently. Block King 9. Don't have Ace King all that often. Sorry. Yeah, so PLO 50 traffic is pretty consistent on round ones, and I'm doing my darndest to get PLO 20 back to good numbers, and especially in the later hours of the evening, we succeed quite often. Actually, let's figure out how we're doing. I'm curious myself. Now, this is a hand we can deal with. Candidate to potentially double up. Yeah, we're doing fine in the cash games, I believe. So let's try to figure it out. 75, 5, 45. Oh, hell yeah. I think we're up. How much are we up? We're up a lot. We're up like 80 bucks or something. Jesus, scared the crap out of me. You need to change the noise at some point. Rulers Poker rating with a party of 20. Now that is a raid indeed. Not bring the raid run good this time, but just the raid itself shall be more than enough. Get knocked out of the tournament at this point. Fair enough. We had a good starting hand there. Actually, we had the best starting hand out of all of them. But winning this one 4 ways, we don't get to enjoy that all that often. Welcome to the channel, everybody. In case you haven't been here before, my name is NutRaisin, and this is what I do full time. I play PLO, I stream PLO, eat, sleep PLO, basically is the program on this channel. Welcome over, everybody, and thank you very much for the raid, Rulers Poker. I think I do have a custom shoutout for you. You certainly deserve one. There you go. For you in the channel, if you're not following Rulers Poker, do so immediately. This guy is the brain behind the sole creator and brain behind PLO Visions, and he uses PLO Visions, a GTO-based software, which is good for a lot of things, but he uses it specifically on his channel to have no delay streams where he does GTO-based quizzes using PLO Visions. It's a software you can buy, and it's absolutely excellent. And you can set it up as a quiz master, basically, asking you, like, you have this and that, and with this and that, you can define every parameter you want. Like, you have king in the small blind, you get raised on this and this board. What do you do? What's the GTO way? How often do you call? How often do you raise? And those quizzes are interactive, so you can put in answers in the chat, and they're amazing. They're the best, bar none. They are the best free PLO content, educational content you can get on Twitch. So if you've never heard of Rulers Poker, do check him out and make sure to catch his next PLO Vision stream. They're absolutely excellent. How did your stream go? I assume it was a quiz stream, or did you play this time around? Now the pair, I think we're strong enough. Might be a case of over c-betting. If so, then not by much. If you get raised here, probably just get it in. Even though a little bit of an asterisk there, because if this guy raises, he's rather tight, this gentleman. Yeah, let's do it. Also, something that changes the equation a little bit on GG Poker is that we can run it multiple times, so getting it in, you know, before the board potentially pairs. Yeah, because it does have the top set, and that thought certainly crossed my mind. Not kidding either, like, against other people I wouldn't put them on the top set, but not necessarily at least, but against him. Being such a tight person. Don't make us lose that one. No! Alright. One out of them, huh? Getting some money back. We're doing alright up here, though. One or twice, sure. Split that one up. So here I started betting the flop, having rather than excellent blockers, but once the board paired, I kind of lost interest a little bit. He checked to us on the turn, though. Oh, no, actually, he checked behind. Did have that queen. You know what? Kind of a stupid call. Like, what is missed there? The straight draws we block. Yeah, that wasn't a great call. Here we take down the small one. All in pot pre-flop. So unfortunately out of the tournament for 2 bullets today. I think the first all-in wasn't necessary. First bullet we lost. Oh well, live and learn. Broad stack goes for it again. This guy calls. Alright, we're just gonna put it in here. I think that he's also short. Entirely different story. He has more chips. Or he has more chips for that matter. Oh, you made a set, huh? Oh, that's nasty. Need a lot of runner help. That ain't it. You got all the ace king 6-6 suited to the king, huh? And here the whatever. Jack 10-10-7. Fair enough. I think we just check raise this. It's not gonna get any easier to play down the road. Yeah. The deal, my friend. They're decent. Has a gutter and the overpair. We also have an overpair. Or twice, sounds good to me. Basically need to fade. Well, now we need to fade hearts as well. Ugh. Alright. Splitting it up. I can deal with. Alright. I have a PLO 20 table on run at once, kicking off once again. I like it. A check. And we also have an interesting one here, hang on. Nasty bet sizing, man. But I think with the double gutter backdoor flush draw, we want to take one off here, maybe. Nice. Here we of course turn rather wonderfully. Giving us the nuts. Seven high rundown from the cutoff, suited to the 7. I think that's fine as an open. Flop a pair in the gutter, it's not a lot. Put the sizing, we just let it go, I believe. Yeah. Are following any sports? That's gonna be one of the shorter answers I usually give on stream. Absolutely not. Not at all. Am I? I think I don't think I know. I don't think I do. Like none. Most interested I ever got in, about sports was when ages ago when I spent a year in the US and the Super Bowl was on, and I kind of dug football a little bit, American football. I got to there, I understood they were, like soccer is just not exciting to me at all. No offense meant, it just doesn't grab me by any body part. Whereas American football, there's some strategy involved, like okay, you go and run over this guy, so there's room for this guy to go over there and throw the ball there, and I was like, yeah, that was kind of exciting. That's pretty much it. I think that is it, yeah. I think we're gonna go for the re-raise and let it go. Should we place a 4-bet? It's on the thinner end, but not horribly so. Do see the 4-bet, easy let go. Where's down here? A little bit of a nicer spot, giving us the top pair from the board, overpair, flush draw. Nice. I think, I hope. Should be good. Don't see the lead now. Is it like deuces full or a random 3 or... I mean, I'm not gonna fold, I'm still trying to figure out what's up here. Very decent chance we're beaten, but... Yeah, a random 3. Okay. So, then check on the flop. 2 pair plus the open-ender now. That's kind of nice. I dare you to bet again. I dare you. Queen. Possible. That's about it. Yeah, unfortunately that's exactly what it was. There's also a chance that it's 7s and 5s. Seems to be a very lively character. Sad face, man. Sad face. I think this might be a fun spot to check raise a naked top pair. Doesn't feature heavily in my playbook, but decent spot to give it a shot. In pie position, that's a good start. This one probably not go in MP, but once we reach the cutoff and get to open, sounds decent to me. So we took some losses in the recent hands. We're still up for the day, but certainly lost a little bit. Actually, we might be breaking even now. Comes over the top. This guy. This is a interesting person to play against. Flopping a top pair, backdoor flush draw, gutter. He checks. Stabby, stabby. Right, thank you, Chiching. I completely forgot to ask the question back. Oh, there's a 3-whale in happening here. We needed to let go. Here's Queen Jack deuce. Called the initial raise, but once all hell broke loose, I couldn't stand that kind of heat with that hand. This guy takes it down for a nice pot there. Damn for him. Ooh. Aces, not great ones, but they certainly gain appeal once we see the 3-bet. Nice that this guy folds now. If he comes over the top, we can run it multiple times. You can only do that heads up. He only calls. That's also great news, so we're not up against the aces. It's not the best, not the worst flop. Money's gonna go in here automatically once the SPR is this low. And he flops rather nicely. Run it twice, sounds good to me. There's a pair and an open-ender. Take the first one. Don't go 2 for 2 though. But split it up. And here is the exact same spot. Where we get 3-bet, hold aces. This time a little nicer ones. This guy folds again. That's absolutely awesome. Against a nice hand. King, Queen, 10-9. Run it twice. Sounds good to me. First one, giving him a flush draw. Pair outs are iffy for him though. And that's not too happy. And we might lose both of these. Let's see. Yeah. Given the SPR, money's gonna go in here as well. As in, we're gonna go with the pot size bet right away. Sure. Nice one for us on the first run out. And the second one we take down as well, getting a little bit of money back. Then check on the flop. 10 high flush. I think we'll check again on the whole 4 ways. Should get some straights to call now at this point. Or sets maybe. Well, sets doubtful. On the board as coordinator does this. Cheers. Go for the check. Not folding, especially not against this stabby character. Is that the stabby guy? Oh no, that's a different guy. That'll work. Check it to him. I think it's the best bet of getting some money out of him. Ah, turns out against that hand we would have gotten a, from that hand we would have gotten a call. Too bad. Yeah, truth be told, that's a move that rarely works for me, so maybe I should just bin that one. Now that I think about it, yeah. Oh, looks like the PLO 20 table is filling up nicely. Neat. Since it'll be Halloween, might be a tad difficult to observe your faceplay. I think it just might be. For the Halloween streams. That's the super stabby guy, but that being said, it's gonna be a straight up fold on this board if he does put money in. Checks though. Curious. Okay. So down here, I think we're just gonna go with the cold 4-bet. And take it down with the Queen 9, by the way. Table 3, stabby guy. Oh, no worries, Chiching. No worries. Still have that gutter, the nut flush draw, still have 32% equity here. Can we get there? Nope. So losing a few flips recently. Oh well, it'll all even out. Double suited 7s and 4s. I think double suit we do want to raise those up. Okay. Curious lead. I'd be really interested in seeing a showdown here. I'll get back to that, should we see a showdown. In the meantime, we got raised here. And here, the gentleman folded. And yeah, we're just gonna put the money in. Can't flop that much better with this kind of hand. So he has the overpair and we're 80% ahead. Fancy that. That's the first one. Well, actually, he could hit a 10. Does not. Hits the king. That's excellent. And 2 out of 2. Alright. Phew. Up here, a lot of angry guys on this table. And ladies. So, let's call. Have a suit. Some connectivity there. Flop the open-ender. He shouldn't enjoy this board too much. Checks. The trouble is the SBR is quite low already, so I'll check behind here for now. And I'll also check the nuts here if they don't contain a heart. Quite often at least. Alright. I thought about maybe calling, and if he checks any river, we shove any river. You follow soccer, hockey, and golf. I actually watched a little bit of golf. Golf is one of the few sports that would interest me as a game. Not because of the whole thing surrounded with it, you know, that's a game for rich people and yada yada. Just golf seems kind of fun. Alright. Go with the overlimp. Some betting is for sure going on. I know sports betting is one of the few forms of gambling that can be done profitably, but from what I understand, it involves a lot of work. A lot of research, a lot of homework, basically. But it brings us back into break-even territory, even slightly in profit for the day so far. We'll see. All subject to change still. I think these we'll just let be. Ace on another table. Pretty good flop. I think we will raise this one up. We have the top pair and the complete wrap this time around on the rainbow board. Doesn't get much better for that, than that. Also not gonna be unhappy should he come over top again. Right. Alright. Top two blocking some of our outs. That part ain't no good. Not a this time, you say, eh? That gonna work out for you? Turns out no. Shazam? I think we just keep betting here until we get shown a reason not to. Alright. Going for 3 streets maybe a bit much. I'll be honest, I gambled it up here because there was some money in the middle. I called a bet to 160, then we saw an all in here, and now we And a flop, nice. Take it down. No, we don't, right? That's too bad. That's too bad. So this one will let be against this guy. Yeah. Another one over here where we'll just check. He bet into 4 people. On that basis, we'll just let it pass. Actually, I 3-bet into small blind. Yeah, that's a thin ISO, why not? Blocking the straight, everything else missed. Wrapping the overpair, at the very least. Phew! True story, NutRaisin. I heard something about that you started staking people. Looks like this, for the second staking deal, it seems to be working out for you. Yeah, fantasy sport has gotten quite big in the last years, hasn't it? I don't quite understand it myself, so I'm curious to see the explanation. I think you take real players and their real stats, if that's correct, and play out a fantasy league in the given sports. Like if you take football or baseball, you play out a fantasy league of baseball games. But I'm sure I'm either completely incorrect or missing a lot. And betting is involved, I believe, yeah. In fact, I believe it made the news a couple of times recently. Because it's a multi-billion-dollar market. Just gonna complete with these. That's fine in my mind. Took it down here pre-flop. And very likely nothing exciting is gonna happen on this table. A perfectly absolute rundown is a nice hand to look at. Things get a little bit interesting over here now. Bushwhacker, no. Alright. Get raised. Out of position, I'd re-raise this a lot. In position, let's just flop the low end of a wrap. And betting here incidentally now that everybody checked. Not a nice turn. He's still in the tank, strangely enough. And go for a raise fold here. The small blind he bets again. We'll let it be. Take it down on the 5-5 board with the aces. And if he comes over top, easy fold. In a moment. Make it seem like we have a little bit of a decision there. Not sure if this is close, if this should be a squeeze sometimes. You know what, let's. Why not? Heads up, definitely a c-bet. Eh. Oh, might be a good run out. Up against kings. We're not. We take down middle-ish pot here. $8, 4 in profit, sounds good. Okay, the jacket is a call actually. Is it? Pretty convincing board. I thought since we're not blocking an 8, I can check here and we see a reasonable amount of c-bets. I think it's a decent approach. Though this time around we didn't see one. Highly profitable for some at least, yeah. Any business venture is always profitable for someone. This will be a raise, and I believe it's still a raise fold. I know that make the 8 a 7, it's just a straight up fold. Top 2 gutter and blockers. Actually double gutter for that matter. Alright. Over here, everybody keeps checking single raise pot. You can actually call a raise. If we get called and are behind, we have plenty of outs. I think this is a fine one to try to take it away. King, Queen, and 5 double suited. I'd be buggered if I know. But I kind of do want to play against this guy. Also ISO him. He cold calls, okay. There's a lot of fantasy sports going on Twitter, isn't there? I noticed that too. So there are no kings, there are no queens out there. I think we have a reasonable chance of taking this down. Like jacks are probably not many people call with jacks there, I think. Take it down video. Is that? Goes a little bit short. Roman Heek, good to see you. Thanks for the good lucks. This one we'll just let be here. I wonder if this is a spot to raise. I think so. Check it out. Future reference. How about a 7? I'll take a king too. That's interesting as well. So, button. Kings with an ace and a 7, not suited to the ace. There's some bluffing to be done on certain rivers. Yeah, it's just a raise call, this one. We have showdown value for sure, but I kind of want to go with the bluff. And it does make sense, you know, the Jack 9 or just a Jack or Jack with hearts. We would play like this. Especially given the action, like he didn't make it look like he had a straight or anything. He finds a call here. Be interesting to see what with. I guess aces with hearts can call. Just aces, no hearts. Wow, that's quite a call. Nice one, sir. Idor 888, thank you very much for the follow, Idor. Appreciate it. Let's see how this is gonna end. Nice. Phew. Nice hand fold, not a nice hand call. 7 and 5, also the channel. Good to see you, 7 and 5. Hope life has been treating you kindly. Ooh, aces against the guy we bluffed earlier. Nothing to protect against, so just start off with a check, I believe. Here we turn alright. Okay, check again. A nice board for us over there. Take it down up here. We bet the river. Take it down with the jacks. Ah, looks like these aces take it down. Very happy with that. I can top 2. Big bet 2. I'm just gonna call down. Alright. Wait, that's the other one. Okay. I think 4 ways. Check. Hey, wow, wow. Kinda nice. I'll let you know how that ends. Here we donk the turn, or let the turn rather. Really? Did not get called with the riveted nut straight. Yeah, we'll leave it be. What nickname? For a moment I thought Online Meat Market was back at the channel. It's his nick I enjoy every time. Right. For the button, this seems to be fine. Raised. Alright. Wonder if this is a call from a matrix perspective. Let's see. Is 10-10-3 from the button? I think it is. Yep. That's all good then. Nothing happening for us anywhere currently. And nothing continues to happen in great amounts. Yep, that'll be a fold. Oh, just I'm saying that. The ace is up here. I think we'll just call. Ooh, wow. Talk about the flop. This. we're crushing the board to such an extent that we can't really raise here. We're just gonna lose so often. Of course, this puts the Broadway on board, but that's about it. So we have hearts, which means he might not have them, putting us on missed hearts. We're gonna pot it here. Also, we've been doing this to him for a while now, and he folded every single time. Unfortunately, he folds again. Bad face. My most recent followers? Really? Is there anything about that? I'm not aware of any connotations to that, Nick. Pair we actually... Did we call into small blind? I don't think that's solver proof, by the way. Okay. I think we are gonna call again here. It's behind a fair amount of kings, not to mention flushes now. 8? No? What did you have done, sir? Having 3-bet here, which I think is again too light. And I did it on autopilot. But we'll go with a reasonable c-bet and then let it go. Certainly the board I do want to see, but get called relatively quickly. We're in a pair. Okay. How about another 8? Over here we get 3-bet ourselves. Well, actually... we have showdown value. We don't need to turn it into a bluff now. Cool. Suits me just fine. Here, in relation to the pot, out of position. He bets really small, which... Curious. Checks now. Really? Okay. If he has kings, he can go for the blocker play now. 3 bets to flop. There's not... Can't believe I'm even thinking about it. It's usually a snap fold for pot-sized bets on the river these days. It doesn't make that much sense. King Jack, sure. There's a spank to rights now. But the queens might not go. I don't know if the queens knock out for pot. You know what? I think I'm gonna call this one. Hoping it's kings that didn't make the straight and don't have some weird 2-pair. No, it is kings, but the kings that made the straight. I don't know. You tell me. Is that horrible or is that a spot to entertain a call in? But this guy came over the top really quickly. Kind of weirded out. But ended up calling. And are good in the end. Here, after long deliberation, the gentleman called. Let's check. Not convinced I'm folding here a whole lot. That does look like value. I don't know, man. Do you? Oh, that... Excuse me? That unfortunately makes a lot of sense. That was the perfect flop there, Chiching. Completely agree. I think we do want to raise this up. We don't block straight draws. Might not want to play this 4 ways. Alright. Aces and kings. Fine hand as well. Why bet pot though? On this one we're gonna call down. Wouldn't be a lot of tanking involved either. Not this time, my friend. I hope I was showing the right table the whole time. Ark Necker, good to see you. The Poker Matrix, as far as I know, does not exist on Pirate Bay or anywhere outside its website. I don't think it's easy to like rip that and provide it somewhere for free. Sluska, I used to pay $50 a month. Well, actually, I paid less. First, I got it from the beginning it came out, and I've paid for it for a long time. I think over a year, and when it came out it was like 25, and then it got sold to, it got a little bit more expensive, like 29. Then it got sold to Upswing, and they raised the price to now 50, but I think the Legacy subscribers had a $10 discount, so in the end I paid like 39 for it. And since spring, sometime late spring, I've been getting it for free. In exchange for putting a banner on the channel. Things like that. But yeah, if I hadn't gotten it for free, I would still be paying. So here, there's certainly a loose-ish open in MP. But now that we turn the set, first I let c-bet the flop with the excellent blockers. Now we turn the set. Things change a bit. I think I'll check it down. I could go for value. Good thing I didn't. Here, we get 3-bet with the aces. Gonna be interesting since we're gonna be deep. 2 buy-ins. So we have a pair from the board. We block the straight a little bit. SPR is less than 2. I think the money has to go in here. Be nicer to have a club blocker or a higher pair from the board, but I think that's how it's gonna be. Not gonna be sad if you fold, sir. Ugh. Not only a club, but also a king. Ugh. Yeah. Good for you, my friend, unfortunately. Good for you. Too bad. That's a good one for you. Too bad times 2. Here, gotta walk. So taking a hit towards the end of the session. Flush draw, 2 pair now, and the open ender. Having tea, watching some PLO action, what more do I need? Arthur Mark Necker. Sounds rather fine indeed. Winning some pots would be in order now. I certainly took a hit recently. Hey, we're winning that one, that's nice. More aces. This is the table this is like the 3rd aces we've been getting on this table. Or even 4th in like 5 minutes. Nice. But actually this table starts to suck now that I look at the players involved. Not a good table to be on. Find a better one. Probably doesn't get squeezed. Actually, let's check it out. Curious. So it's button squeezing under the gun, basically. Yep. Alright, that answers that question. No, he turned to kings. Jeebus. What was it? Ace, king, king... 6 or something? That does get squeezed. Alright. Fair enough. Phew. So didn't mess up there. All the even not perfectly single suited ace, king, king, x in this spot get squeezed. And get squeezed folded though. So we've been taking a hit recently, no mistake. Let's see how we're doing. 550, 105, 20. So on Natural 8 we're down a buy-in basically. But we're down a bit more on run and runs. I think in total we're down 3-ish buy-ins maybe. Yeah, maybe even 4. It's not the end of the world. We had worse sessions. And it's also not over just yet. Checks again, checks quickly too. I was gonna say queens are an option I'm trying to get rid of here. Ace is another good one. Surge, KSS! Thank you very much for the follow, cheers! Appreciate it. Splash pot, but not for us. Yeah, you have a long commute to work. That always blows. I mean, these days, at least with the smartphones and smart devices, you can fill your time in an interesting manner, but yeah, I don't envy people having a long commute. In fact, I had long commutes in the past as well. So there's also this rake race, or the Omaha Fest going on the GG network currently. About to be over in 2 days. Yeah, at the end of the month. And right now we're firmly in 6th place, so we might finish somewhere around 6th, 7th place, which would be good for somewhere between $150, $180 on top of everything else, which is pretty neat. Yeah, I think at this point we're guaranteed 150 if I look at the ranking. Actually 160 at the very least. Nice. So nothing happening for us. Hands like these, which I believe we need to fold. Yeah, especially against the short stack. Down here, it's gotta be fold as well. In a limped pot. Flop kind of nice, actually. Really, for this hand, can't flop much better. And having the complete wrap on the rainbow board, good enough to bet even without a pair. Can deal with any race. Certainly ain't folding. That's unfortunate. Here we flop rather nice. With the 6 in our hand, I think we're on the lead. Of course, let this one go. Arc Neckar had some tough spots. I didn't see the whole action, but I don't mind calling with the weak ace on 7-5, queen 7 versus some opponent. Oh, that one! Yeah. Cheers for saying that. Appreciate it. I'll read on in a moment. Just a couple of things are happening. We got aces twice. Maybe take it down, get called. That looks like a good board, right? He agrees. The other aces, 4 ways, don't fare so well. We do have to block it with nuts, might come in handy. Scratch that, can be a fold. So let me read on then. The fact that we were holding hearts hurt us a bit, yeah. You 3-betting king, jack 3, then you also 3-bet even worse, king my bluff with them. Yeah, I like it. I was thinking along the same lines. After checking the turn, you shouldn't have ace-10 sets exactly. Question is, would you value bet ace-queen here? I don't think, not for pot, no. I don't think so either. I like it, Darknecker. Thank you for taking the time to tap it out. It's highly appreciated. Cheers. With all the 10s, and this is the guy we've gotten to fold in the past quite a lot. Block both flushes a little bit and take it down. Phew! Like living dangerously, a mixture of green and black tea. You don't hear that very often. Raise pot with a folded to raise. This also has become a rather nitty table. Yeah, thanks again, Knocknecker. And I agree, I was thinking most of the same things there. Cheers. Always useful to get a different perspective, especially, you know, at game time. Close injection, I think this is fine. We have one gap in there, decent connectivity, a suit, a pair. And flop a top pair here. I think had he folded, I would have folded once he calls. We're getting a much better price. Even though we have a tough time making two pair. Hey, would you look at that? Does put a lower straight out there. Not to mention two flushes, one of which we cover. So I think we're gonna go with the check again. Also, we're up against late position ranges, which might actually might well contain a straight now. Not a happy thing. Losing against all the overpairs, not to mention fours and the flushes. Go for the check raise sometimes. Overpair and the flush. A nice one to start bluffing at. That's always that kind of turn, or in this case river, where I at least know what to do. All right. Anything but that, man. Whew. All right. So you called the turn with... Okay. It's a 3-bet pot. I think we'll go for the raise fold here. Phew! Phew! Nice. Getting some money back. In a little pot, we don't flop horrible. This guy goes for the pot size bet, but I think we want to see a turn that gives us 0 additional equity. We would call against this character specifically. Yeah, screw it. There are a bunch of missed stuff there. Stabby stabby. There, no, to the rescue. Because I would have folded this against a lot of other peeps. Blind versus blind, also gonna call a raise. Blind sleeper was that. Oh, that's Hoofatronic, friend of the channel. Do we get respect? And just 25 cents to boot. Yeah! I'll take it. Check, probably fine enough. Not the droids we're looking for. Cheers, Pushbacker. Thanks for hanging out with us, man. Two pair against what? This kind of big blind? No, I'm confused. Check for now. Wait, no. No, premature muhaha. Gosh darn it. Did have it this time. Kinda had the feeling he might too. I think I would have been happier folding that. Would have slept better for it. We're here, Picasso with the lead. Middle. Not sure if against a guy like this I wanna utilize my potential blocker later on. I think we'll just let it be. That is rather nice. Yeah, I never know what to do in these spots. On the one hand, I do want to give him... I think I should do more checking. I mean, I do want to give him a chance to catch up. But from my perspective, if I check there and then bet later streets, whatever those might be, it seems so obvious that I have a strong hand. But I might be... I'm probably wrong about that. Probably isn't obvious at all. So noted for next time. It was such a dry board. Let him catch up a little bit. Thank you very much, Arknecker. Unfortunately, the one at is pretty much the similar spot a minute later wasn't correct. I kind of had a feeling it wasn't either. Because there it made more sense for him to have a hand that he checked to the razor on the flop. Cheers, though. Get it. In a splash pot. Looking fun here. We make a straight. Got a better two. Get raised from the tight character. Easy let go. This feels a bit weak. Let's fold it and check it out. King, queen, queen, 3, triple suited. It has to be too weak, right? It turns out it gets not only raised, but can sometimes actually get raised called. Now, I'll be honest, I wouldn't have guessed that in a million years. Over here we call it closing the action. Decent hand to do it with. Okay. That's kind of nice. Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't have the straight, man. Don't have the straight. But under the gun, surely no. Just to be safe, I'll check that one out as well, but no, I would be even more surprised if that would be an label hand under the gun. Yeah. Nope, would go down to the King 7. So the King, Queen, Queen 7, perfectly single suited, would make a fine label hand and can actually be raise called or raise folded. Acceptable, as far as turns go. I guess if I lead here, a very valid question would be, what kind of bluffs do I have? That's a good question indeed, but on the other hand, I don't think I need to have a balanced range in every single spot. Okay. A little bit torn. I think I fold this a lot. This time around, let's call it. And turn it into a bluff on this river, I think is pretty okay. He thinks so too. Unfortunately for entirely different reasons. Unless somebody turned a set of 9s, we should be good here a lot. Don't see aces checking really. Don't see the king checking. If we get called and we're behind, we have outs, and yeah, I think that's fine. So here we 3-bet and are certainly gonna c-bet on this board. Take it down right away. And take it down here as well. After some pondering. It's nice to be nice. Now that's a nick I can get behind. Fine hand down here, King 10, 9, 7. We'll also raise this head. This gentleman here raised it up. I think a raise here actually goes, like this hand actually goes down to the 10-9-6, but let me check that out. Like, presuming this guy had opened EMP versus another gun, easy call. So 11% VP player shows up with a lot of aces here. That's half pot. For half pot, I think we want to take a look at a turn, and that's a nice one to see roll off. That'll be hot. I suspect he's not going to lay it down. I would actually specifically put him on aces here and think he's going to call. But about the scenario I outlined earlier, this guy raising, us having king 10 9x. Yeah, it does go down to the king 10 9-6. That's exactly right. That's where it stops for a raise call, for a 3-bet call. Show me the aces. No? Okay. Good for you, man. What's the run at once, huh? To no avail this time around, and we take one down, shazamming it up a little bit. Phew. You have to get revenge on Picasso for sacking out with a straight on the pair board. All our focus must be on busting that guy. No. Now. I like how you think. Where is that guy? Where is that guy? Oh, there he is, yeah. Agreed. The Hamsterman arriving in style. Good to see you, Hamsterman. Hope you had a fine day so far. What's the deal here? The deal is that we're gonna fold. That's a stabby dude, right? Yeah. Let's see a turn. Bittersweet. Now, that's a little bit of an issue here. Because he usually stabs for full pot and then he doesn't have anything. Now that he stabs half pot, must make me believe that he does have something. On the other hand, it's a much better price and we have equity, so it's luring me into it now. Let's let him bluff if he wants to. We're never folding at this point, not with the queen in our hand. That might be the bluff. No! No! I can't fold that one. No regrets, except for the fact that we lost it. Quite naturally. We'll check, but we're not gonna fold. There, no, Richie Rob at the channel as well. Good to see you, Richie. Shout out to you, sir. I think you have your own shout out command, don't you? There you go. Follow Richie Rob for all the reasons mentioned in the chat. He's an awesome bloke. Streams no delay tournaments. And it's always a hoot. Always a good time to be had on his channel. Huh. I think we're gonna go with this. There's two straights out there. We block one of them a bit. If he has ace-jack or jack-9, then so be it. Although, you know what? I think checking and letting him bluff maybe a bit better. Although he's not gonna bluff all that often. On the other hand, what do we get called by now? This is gonna be unfortunate since we're not gonna get away from this one. Need to get lucky here, I suspect. And I overplayed this hand. I have to look it up. I'm not even sure if it gets raised from the small blind. Then I call this raise. See where this leaves us. Does have the aces. So we have 40%. Let's go for 3 times if you want, sir. Not a D's time, you say, eh? Fair enough. Ooh, that's good for us. 72.5%. Make that 100. Just having it up a little bit. After when you just got up, that's the way to live life, man. Unless it's like eerily early. Oh, that's hard to say. Let me rephrase that next time around. Unless it's rather early in your time zone, but I don't think it is, right? So good on you. Way to go. Let's check that one out. We had the King Jack 10-9, right? Yeah, that's what we did. Actually, that's perfect. No regrets there. We played it like we were supposed to. Cool. So, getting some money back and no mistake. You see, maybe I can figure out how we're doing. 100. Wait, no. 20. D. Nah, it's too weird to figure it out. You know what, I think with this guy in the big blind I should let it go. Having these two tight peeps here is nice. Gonna get a lot of folds out of those guys, never mind. But he's gonna... the very active player, this case he's raising it up, and we let it be. Aces this time around. Early position, certainly gonna be a race right away. The cold call from the short stack, always a little baffling to me. Over here, now with the gutter, actually the gutter might not be all that useful. I think we let it be. Over here, block nothing from the board. Not a happy turn for sure. Alright, alright. Let it be. What I call a nice bluff here. And down here... gee, I really hope he checks. Whew. Let me add on, I really hope you're good. Double few. I rarely seen letter of the alphabet. The double few. Yeah, so I think on natural 8 we're now... So we're still down for the day. Not that much though anymore. A little less than we used to be. I think on natural 8 we're breaking even. And we're still down, I think, at least 2 buy-ins on run at once. Gonna be a squeeze here. Wait, at least if I can manage to hit the right button. And the same is true here. This is gonna be a squeeze fold. This is gonna be a squeeze call. Stack size involved. And SPR involved. Next is a outsize c-bet. Get down. Jian Miao. Hey, perfect timing. I was just trying to figure that out. On natural 8 we're now breaking even a little bit in profit, I believe. And on run at once, we got mistreated a bit by the dealer. Run at once we're down... I think in total we're still down 3-ish buy-ins. As far as turns go, pretty nice. Entice him to stay in. Tall order, guy. So, didn't complete any draws. Sadly, let's hope he has a 6, or maybe river jacks, that would be sweet. Jack 7-9 with diamonds, maybe? So GN Meow not up for the day at this point. This one helped. This one might help as well. That was just a call. It's pretty neat. Really? How about you have an ace? Take down some small pots here and there. Meanwhile, which I didn't get to show you. Example. Feel free to raise it up, my friend. King is good. Oh, okay. Oh. So this time we didn't squeeze, we just called. Might be fun. In the meanwhile, let me show you this. Ace is where we need to let go. Also, good to have you back, Jian Miao. Nice to see you back. Six further complicates things. It's an additional straight out there. I think we'll try to let him bluff. No? Okay. Because I would have gone for the check raise, and this is a hand you might have turned into a bluff. Up here, the board now pairing. Not great. Nice if it gets us a check. It does indeed. Alright. So close. 80% of that straight. Yes, Art Necker betting, c-betting a little bit smaller there. Doesn't sound bad at all, if you ask me. Sounds good. I do remember the spot. And I think about it again, get it in even against the big stack with the gut shot and the backdoor flush. Probably, right? Probably. Like, often enough he shows up with a naked queen. Of course, sometimes he shows up with queens or queen 7. But yeah, sounds good all around. Razam! Good to see you back in the channel, and thanks for the good lucks. We're still down a little bit for the day, but less and less so. I think after the latest count, we should now be down like 2 buy-ins or a little less. Things are moving in the right direction once more. Thank you very much, Gia Meow. Appreciate the good lucks. Cheers. Nope. Pass. I think we'll check by. Yeah, we definitely check behind with 3 ways here. Interesting. I think if everybody checks, there might be a sort of reasonable chance for us to take it down right now. I mean, there's a myriad of draws out there. We're not blocking the lower straight. Might be an argument against betting. Block hearts, though. Yeah, I need to let it go. Rowan Heek did NutRaisin Luckbox Flame. Cheers. You got the best emotes, man. What's going on? I'd much rather have the other 8 be a 7 or 9 than we do it. 62% VP player. Where's he from? Gambler Nation? Kazakhstan? No idea. Probably not. Okay. Phew. No! Not so good. That's the right fault. Blue Sky Green, the exact same things. Taking half pot would be very profitable there. Yeah, it sounds really good to me. It sounds really good to me as well. To go now. 1 minute break. Right back. Wait. They're not doing it. Damn it. Okay. Underwhelming as far as flops go. Perhaps a little bit. Right on. Please sit me out. Gotta be kidding me. Alright, be right back. Alrighty, and back. Well, not much happening on run ones for PLO 10 and 20 right now, but 32 entries for PLO 50 is a nice sight. And wow, there's some... Damn it, there's a lot of no limit hold'em going on. 28 entries, no limit 4, 6, no limit 10, 11, no limit 20, 10, no limit 200, and actually 2 sitting at no limit 500 as well. Curious. Looks like we gained some new hold'em players recently. So in roughly half an hour, I think I'm gonna go on knee break. Nope. Ah, you know what? Reopening the betting half stack there. That's a very interesting point. Something I hadn't considered at that moment at all. Good point. Whoa, we got some extreme straddling going on here. How about a hand? It worked last time I asked for one. Too bad. We have a king here. Should be good enough. Take it down. What kind of hand he shows up with? Kings, alright, versus the Jack 10 5-3 for, you know, a straddling spot. It's not the worst hand to catch for him. What do we have? Something more or less random. Which would have had no business being in there. Close. He flopped alright. Let's see, does he reload? Does he go for it again? Yeah, but he reloads for the minimum. But the all-in straddle. Up here, 3-bay is going to be a check or a fold, depending on what happens. And here, no joy for us, just going to be a fold as well. Nope. Looks like he won one or he reloaded more. I think he reloaded more. Up here we lose it against... Okay, fair enough. Like it suited to the king, I would be willing to gamble it up a little bit. Ooh, whoops! You 3-bet there, sir. Ahem. That would have been good to know. Sort of tempting against the random hand. I think we'll take the gamble. No, this time he has king, so I probably wants to run it once, which would be fine. Cool. Ain't all the jacks or a backdoor flush draw. This was a gamble. Don't get me wrong, but I don't mind. Wait, how's that helping us? Oh, because we could make 2 pair now as well. Okay. Doing really? All right. The mighty 7-5-5 deuce that open limped. Can't argue with that. Well, I could, but I'm not gonna. Unfortunately, the PLO 20 table on RIO got down to heads up. Luska, I like that part of the analysis too, yeah. He does come over the top. I mean, he comes over the top of 2 peeps then. Yeah, come to think of it, I think bet folding seems very reasonable. That's, in that case, it doesn't matter what we had. Takes it down, that short stack. Good for him. The set, just gonna check it here. Bottom set on a board like that. That 6 doesn't change much, at least we shouldn't get raised here a lot now. Hold against the net, yeah, that sounds very reasonable. Filling up also sounds alright, hopefully. Could easily be behind. But we don't have... Wow, now he's really going for it again. He's feeling it. We don't block spades here. It's a really active player. I tend to fold here a lot this time around. We're calling up behind the 8s. Okay. Nope. Here we get to legitimately 3-bet and take it down as well. He lost that smallish pot. Randomizing cold calling 3-bets. Yeah, every once in a while I admit to being in a gambling mood. If it folds around to us, we'll take this one. Then we can't. But against a random hand I would have... Wow, he shows up with the... And he's up against the king. So nasty is that. Let's see. Let's play the could've, should've, would've game. Which would have netted us the pot, but no regrets there. Except that he lost the stack, and he's now gonna rebuy really short, yeah. At least pre-flop, no gambling involved here. We have the aces, the queen and the 3 and the suit. How about you, sir? No? Okay. Everybody a little bit short to varying degrees. Short stack gonna double up again. Alright for him right now. Alright. Nah. Can't do it. Going for it again. That's a fun guy. Ugh. Everybody on this table is thinking the same as we are. Like, please, Lord, give me a hand. Ooh, that'd be interesting to watch. I admit, I'm curious. Would have happened. Come on, take it down, get a stack. No? Too bad. Aces against... okay, yeah. Some sense all around. Oh, this time we rebought for more. He's not rebuying for the $3, he's rebuying for $6.75. But again, we're gonna have to take a pass on that one. I mean, if... defaults. Ace 9, 8, 3... we'll let it go, we don't have any money invested. Took it down with the set of 6s on table 3. Is this ever a squeeze? I think the sidecards are a little bit too low, but we can call. And here with connectivity and the suit. Oh, let's gamble it up. Run it once too. Looks pretty good. Down to 3 outs. Get lucky. No! Turns out he can't. Get that money back. Checking here. Der Alte, good to see you, mate. Only played one turn, to give you a quick update, only played one tournament today, Der Alte, and busted. In a spot where I probably didn't need to have called the all-in. Was not completely unreasonable, and was for at least one bounty and a big stack. But looking back, I wish I had called post-flop. And that's the rub. And in total, we are still down a little bit. Not horribly so, but a bit. Like 2, 3-ish buy-ins. Not quite sure at this point. And we have an absolute nutty straddler here. Really crazy character. Our aces up here. Not checking for now. Certainly gonna utilize that ace of clubs now. Ah, the straddler just left. That is a true pity. Alright, take it down there. Ace is here, which get to 3-bet. sort of with a check and... Still, I give this a whirl. Phew. So personally, I'm doing absolutely excellent there, Alter. Poker-wise, yeah, as I said, we're still down a little bit. I got pretty clobbered on run at once. Seems to be the theme the last couple of days. Didn't play too horribly, I feel. Yeah. So all in all, not disappointed. Okay, okay. That's a good one. Hopefully. That's just a slow play 10-9 or something really weird like a Jack 4, King 4 type of deal. Can't win with a fold, right? Oh, that's good for Zocknecker. Yeah, you know what? We'll just let it be this time. Yeah, we only played one tournament today, the Alta. I messed up my schedule. I thought the tournament started at 5, whereas they started at 4. And my stream started like 15 minutes late, past 4. And then I would have had to late reg the first tournament, and I didn't want to do that. Also, that would have meant that we wouldn't have gotten the bubble protection, and So I didn't want to late reg there, and so we only played one of them. We now have played 5 out of 10. Necker has a went to shot on for around 100. Yeah. The only thing I thought about was possibly raising. As a bluff with the gutter as backup. A little bit deep here, might make for an interesting spot. And here it was limp to us, or we had a couple of limpers in the pot. There's a good check. We don't block anything of relevance except the 10 blocking draws a little bit, straight draw a little bit. We'll let it be. Here, certainly calling top 2. What we're up against? Really? Okay. I don't mind if we do. That card, whatever it was, apparently gave us a lot of outs. Yeah. Be nice. It would be nice. He's gone for the insurance. Don't do that. If you play on the side, the insurance thingy is throwing money down the drain. Probably minus EV. Over here, it's been checked around the whole way. Nope, not gonna color race with that. With this one we will color raise. Perfect connectivity, even though with triple suited Jack 10-9 combo with a queen on top. Strong enough. Pokebrass is on the heater, really? You should start staking him. I know he does sell action, right? But he does so directly on GG. Wait, I thought I was closing the action here. Apparently I'm not, but still. Ever thought about doing Lex Live for TwitchCon? Yes, but not extensively so, since you know, like life is only fun if you can then afford to play some of the tournaments, some of the, especially the cash games. The bankroll just isn't there yet. Certainly wasn't there this year. Next year, doubtful. Maybe the year after that. TwitchCon might be a different beast, especially if it's in Berlin again or somewhere close to me. Then that would be fun. Lex Live, I'd be very interested, don't get me wrong, but I would love to be able to afford cash games and various tournaments there. Really get the most out of the get-together. Don't think anybody can... He runs like a young Fedor Holtz. I'll take it. I do have it a little bit easy, though. Since not that many runners in the tournaments and all that stuff. They're basically large multi-table sit-and-goes. Take one off for half pot. So there seems to have been a shift change. All the other regulars disappeared from the GG tables. Sadly, also everybody disappeared from the PLO 20 tables on RIO. That's the call. Still gonna call that race. Unless he now goes bonkers. She might. No. Folds it. Okay. So close. Looked like a queen for a moment. With the jack. Yeah, right! That's a lucky one for him for sure. So no surprise are gonna happen on the with the queen. We're just gonna fold, and here probably bet. Yeah. Ah, it just occurs to me that I wasn't the initial raiser. Still, take it down. Oh, we somehow win this one. We call it closing the action. Prefer needling me. Yeah! I can take it too. That's a good dynamic of a relationship to have between the two of us, der Alter. I approve. Nope. You check. Sluska, that's nasty. I can just imagine it. As a middle schooler, you don't have that kind of money to throw around usually. That's mean. Not mean at all. Is getting the double suited aces here. It's a naughty one. It's helpful, no doubt about it. I was just gonna make room for PLO 20 table kicking off on RIO, but unfortunately went down to heads up right away. I have the language in common with Fedor? Oh yeah, right. The Germans representing. That's a good story, Sluskato. Man, I would have loved to have played poker in high school or middle school already. Back then, it didn't feature on my radar at all. Right. So, see if I can figure out how we're doing on Natural Aid now. Not sure if that much has changed. Here's like a sailor when you're playing PLO. Yeah, that's, you know, I do the same when I drive. I feel a driver's license is a license to curse, and playing PLO, or playing poker in general, is good territory to curse in as well. Let's see. 525, 75. 60, 35. Let's take it down here. Let's see. Yes, we are. Flopping a top set is a decent start. Along with the straight, not blocking any outs. Let's check around to us again. We'll bet. Phew. I'm torn here. I have a feeling I should check, but I really don't want to. So screw it, I won't. I think we'll get it in. The gutter seems okay. This guy hopefully folds a lot, which he ends up doing. Ooh, up against the set there. That's around 3 times, sir. Oh, huh? Still, we have 35% equity. Ooh, baby! That teaches you getting in there with the king queen 4-4. No, I got lucky. I'll take it though. Still gonna see bet the flop as well. If you get raised here, we'll drop it. Check and see what happens. Nice. With the jack and the 10, I don't mind c-betting. Especially against the small blind. Against big blind, I'll check it. But a more high card heavy range in the small blind, I think that's decent. More aces, you say? Yes, please, I say. Yeah, I like the 2 delta. I think it's cool of him. 2 sellers action is 0% markup, or sometimes even 0.99. Great. Warren Buffett sticking on Twitch poker. Do I have that blocker? Interesting. Speaking of blockers, I'm gonna utilize this one to the max. Gets insta-called. Yeah, I guess he was waiting to make his flush, and then he's not gonna fold once he does make it. Just gonna check here. Down here. Paired board, but he checked the turn. We don't block higher flushes, which is kinda neat. And other flushes, I mean. The fold. And he bets now. Kind of expected sizing. Feels like a value a lot of the time. Up here against the... What's it called? A straddler. No spade, no spade, no spade. Perfect. Should be good or splitting sometimes. Yeah. So a very young Warren Buffett. Fair enough. Yeah, he's going at it. Oh man, he's serious about it. Straddler color. No. The leader says no. The neighbors came over saying they were tired of listening to him. Oh man. For me, it was neighbors coming over when I DJ. When I used to. Now they can get stuffed, because I live in a house. They don't like it. Well, chances are I'm not going to hear them ring the bell, so... with a heart... Or here. Grudgingly. Woo! Maybe. We do win it, right? I'm not... Yeah. Cool. So we flop rather excellent here, but 4 ways, I'd be buggered if I... Well, you know what? You could have bet the flop. I didn't realize we had a pair on top. Still. Fine. Either way is fine. Maybe check-in slightly preferable. Maybe even more than slightly. I think I covered all the bases now. Yeah. He ain't folding at any rate, that's for certain. And here, that's a happy squeezing spot, I feel. You're also not gonna... Nah, we're not gonna bluff. Ching, hang on. Wow, he's gone for the all-in straddle, by the way, now, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. I was pondering if there's any point in coming over the top again. So, does he have bad aces, or is he just in a gambling mood now? Okay, either money is gonna go in. Gonna play a side pot, hopefully against him. Now I kind of want him to call, because if we're behind him, we get some money back this way. Switching away from that for a moment to show you ace. Oh, this guy's short. All right. Still. What do you have? Aces with the better flush draw. That is just horrible. Why? Why? Go against him here. He wants to run it once. Yeah. ace with the better flush draw. Like, how does he show up with aces that good here? Crappy aces, sure. Take this one down, some relief. Gee, wow. Good for you, my friend. But I think it played itself. This hand, the squeeze is alright. Calling the re-raise is alright. They're done on the flop. Have to flush draw the overpairs. Try to open a side pot against the other guy. Not sure if I should look for too much fault in that. He is still going at it, man. And unfortunately we're deep. So we need a really good hand here. We're deep effectively against peeps behind us. Shoot and prepare for disappointment. Wow, and he's... I don't know if he... Wait, what's happening? Okay, never mind. Oh man! Can't do it with the 5. Make the 5 a 9 or 8. Sure, I'll put it in. Called. It's kings, huh? Meant we are drawing that, so to 1 out. So he called, and now we actually... This is weird. Ah, the straddle left the table. What a pity. One down. So markup is basically a way for the person selling... hang on, did anybody already explain it? Yeah, they did. Oh, mind then. Der Alte, see you later. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go on my break in a few moments as well, I believe. Nope. In a limp part, we flop a bottom set with a gutter and blockers. Okay. Really? Well. First down at the gun open. I honestly have no clue if this is a call. I kinda doubt a little bit. Okay, now that makes it easy. Let's check it out. Queen 7-3, double suited. Big blind versus under the gun. Assume the other guy just folds. That's actually exactly right. The 7-4 gets called. 7-3, 7 deuce gets folded. The same is true for the 8s. The 8-4 gets called. 8-3, 8 deuce. This gets folded. Oh. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go on me dinner break in a moment. Heart, we have a small pair from the board. I think we'll check nevertheless. Okay. Down here, heads up, one of the last hands. Well, actually, probably the last hand on this table. That's a rather nice turn. What's it gonna be? I guess one of the players we're down against. All in, no? Alright. So we check the flop, he bets into 3 peeps. Or 2 peeps, actually. So if he happens to have a low... Hey, you know what, I'm gonna let it go. We're either splitting this or losing this. And for this to be a bluff, like king high flush blocker, would be a strange bet sizing. So it looks like we're down a little bit. We're down... We're down like $15, $15 on natural 8. There, so roughly in terms of Euro and PLO 20 buy-ins, a little more than 3 buy-ins, 3.5. Fair enough. Let me see the poker graph if we ran bad or played bad. Wait, did I? I didn't mean to bet here. That was on autopilot. Duh. Whew. Hope that's good news. Could turn it into a bluff. Yeah. That's the trouble, that he might show up with a hand like that. Although how he got to the turn with that one is a mystery to me. He's a fun guy. Mark him as a call-happy, generally speaking, very loose player. Last hand there. One more orbit here. %, VP player that limps. That is just strange. Cool. No, actually, we're running over EV. We should have lost way more today. Is that right? Yeah. Don't recall that many spots where I really messed up. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I didn't mess up a lot. Oh well, we'll try to do better in the second stream, which is gonna happen in roughly 2 hours from now. In the meanwhile, let's head over to... Who's on? Let's head over to DJ Reggie. She's a nice lady and has a very, very fine stream. Ark Necker, thank you very much for the bon appetit. I will have a bon appetit. Thank you very much. Yeah, cheers for watching, everyone. And also thank you very much for the follows earlier today. And yeah, for keeping me company and keeping the chat a very lively place today. Let's head over to GJ Reggie. I'd be delighted if you joined the raid, even if you don't plan on sticking around, but it makes me look good if we head over there with a giant crowd. Anywho, whatever you decide is fine. Yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks to the mods for being here, and see you later today if you choose to. Until then, hope you have a pleasant evening.